Alright, we are back. We're getting ready to finish this adventure. We are gonna go to the Deranged Hermit Tavern. Let's get started. Oops. Let's get a walk action and let's go walking. Approach the tavern.
Leaving the warm glow of the Golden Sparrow Inn behind, you make your way through the dimly lit streets of Lanford, heading towards the notorious part of town where the deranged hermit is said to reside. The closer you get, the more the atmosphere changes, the buildings become more run-down, the streets narrower and more winding. The air carries a mix of odors, none of them particularly pleasant. As you turn a corner, the deranged hermit comes into view. It's an imposing structure, its ramshackle appearance belying the lively, if not slightly menacing, activity within. Muffled sounds of laughter, shouting, and music spill out from cracks in the walls and under the door. The sign above, featuring a crudely painted, grinning hermit, creaks as it swings in the night breeze. Before you can take a step, a figure detaches itself from the shadows. A woman dressed in flamboyant attire, her makeup heavy and her smile practiced, steps into your path. Looking for some company tonight, love, she purrs, her voice smooth as silk. Her gaze is calculating, missing nothing.
Perhaps another time you respond with a coy grin.
She shrugs, her shoulders moving in a practiced way. Suit yourself, hon, just know I'm here if you change your mind. She sashays away, the fabric of her dress rustling like whispered promises in the breeze. Shaking off the encounter, you continue down the dimly lit alleyway, the stench of refuse growing stronger with each step. Continuing towards the entrance of the deranged hermit, you're suddenly aware of being watched. A feeling of unease settles over you, prickling at the back of your neck. It's then that a group of rough-looking individuals steps out, blocking your path. Their intentions are clear from the greedy, menacing looks in their eyes. Well, well, what do we have here? The leader, a burly man with a scar running down his cheek, sneers. Someone who looks like they've got a bit of coin to spare. You assess the situation quickly, weighing your options. These thugs are clearly looking for an easy mark, but you're not about to let them have their way. Taking a step forward, you square your shoulders and meet the leader's gaze. We are not looking for trouble, you say, your voice steady. The thugs share a chuckle, their expressions growing darker. I don't think we were giving you a choice, the leader replies. One of the other thugs lunges forward, his meaty fist flying towards your face. Prepare to fight.
Where is everybody? Okay, I'm at the bottom and you have the four at the top. Okay, you're the one that's trying to attack me. You got 15. Okay, Darcy's level 2. 19. Okay, I'll let Darcy stay here. Tactical retreat. I will go ahead and hit space. I'm gonna end the turn. Gonna come straight down. Tell you what I will do. Tactical purposes, I will just you have dart action. Range is 2 hex tiles. That won't work. Quick step? No. Lead out? No. Escape? I tell you what, I will go ahead and just spawn your turn. How about delay? Okay, I delay. Move. I will go ahead and wait. I'll go ahead and use you. How about you? Can't do that. I'll tell you what. Quarterstaff. Go ahead and hit. We will space. As for you, I don't want to do that. What about grants defense? Resist bleed. Cleave. Okay, you're gone. Dart action. Nope. Quick step. Let me see if I can hit you. You're poisoned. And we will wait. Your turn. 15, 1, 2. Most likely you'll be dead. That's 6. Base. Okay, it's your turn. 10, 9. Got 8. Tactical retreat. Don't need to do that. What I could do is just go ahead and heavy war axe. Should be my turn. And with my turn 3. Now let's go with the bleed. Not only did I get the bleed, I also get attack again. And next turn, you should be dead as soon as you try to attack me. Ah, you're going for the healing. Down to 5. And we're going to hit you. Well, going to have to hit you then. Reckless charge. Force move into the hex within the range. Then 8. Ah, okay. Can we do that from here? In range. Then, ow. That is reckless. My turn. Oh, my turn. It's going to be great. Watch this. You move. Go into 1. And attack for 3. Down to 2. And I should have that extra. I don't have that extra point, do I? For a turn. I think you're just going to go ahead and hit him. 6 points and you're dead. Oh, you're down to 1. Oh, my turn? Well, that's going to be very simple. Quick loot. Okay, we did the quick loot. Interact with a character within a hex. I don't need to do that. Let's leave combat.
The initial group of bandits lies defeated at your feet, a testament to your readiness and skill. However, the commotion has attracted more attention than you'd like. 2 more unsavory figures emerge from the shadows, their eyes gleaming with malice. It's clear they're intent on avenging their fallen comrades. Janus, ever the tactician and brawler, cracks his knuckles and grins. Let's give him a proper welcome, shall we? He chuckles, a gleam of excitement in his eye. He turns to you, his plan already forming. Go in, I'll handle these fools. They won't know what hit him. You hesitate for a moment, not keen on leaving your friend behind, but you recognize the logic in his plan. Splitting the bandits' focus will give each of you a better chance at handling the situation. Janus gives you a reassuring nod, his own determination clear. Go on, mate, I'll play with them a bit and meet you later for an ale. Feeling a mix of gratitude and concern, you nod at Janus. Be careful, you caution, before turning to make your way towards the deranged hermit. As you depart, the sounds of the ensuing scuffle follow you, Janus's boisterous laughter blending with the bandits' cries. You can't help but feel a touch of sympathy for the bandits, utterly unaware of the formidable opponent they've engaged. The entrance to the deranged hermit soon stands before you, its notorious facade oddly reassuring. You push through the door and enter, immediately enveloped by the uproar of voices, melodies, and the clink of glassware. The air is dense with the haze of smoke and the tang of inexpensive ale. The tavern is teeming with patrons, each face faintly lit by the subdued glow of candles and lanterns. Navigating the throng, you scan the establishment for the individual who sent you the cryptic message. In a secluded corner of the room, shrouded in shadows and soft light, you discern a figure that strikes a chord of familiarity. Ludovic. Is it truly Claire's brother, here, in such an unexpected setting? Your heart momentarily races as a flurry of shared memories surges through your mind. It is indeed Ludovic, as unmistakable as he ever was. His youthful visage, now touched with the subtle signs of time's passage, remains framed by the distinctive mass of curls that lend him an effortless blend of casual refinement and academic dishevelment. His attire, a carefully chosen mix of leather and fabric, speaks of a preference for quality tempered by an easy indifference towards his outward presentation. The last encounter with him was over 8 years ago, at a time when both of you were just emerging from adolescence. Ludovic was brimming with ambitious dreams back then, eager to depart for the capital, Dublin, to delve into the magical arts under the guidance of esteemed mentors. To discover him now in a remote locale like Lanford is as baffling as it is unsettling. This small, obscure town is a far cry from the grandeur of the capital he once yearned for, a stark contrast to the ambitions of your shared youth. As you draw closer to Ludovic, a torrent of questions floods your mind. Each one presses for attention, seeking explanations that might illuminate his unforeseen presence and the peculiar situation at hand.
Lovick, my old friend, it's been ages. How have you been? Tell me about your journey since we last met. As you greet him, your voice carries a mix of surprise and warmth, genuinely curious and eager to reconnect after the long years apart.
Ludovic's eyes light up with recognition and a trace of something deeper, a silent acknowledgement that he's been anticipating your arrival. Ah, there you are. I started to think my message had been lost, he remarks, his smile carrying a layer of shared understanding. It certainly has been a long while, he continues, his manner blending friendliness with a hint of solemnity. My time in Dublin set me on a meandering path, filled with more twists than I could have anticipated. I gained a wealth of knowledge about the arcane and, perhaps more importantly, about the capricious nature of life. My travels eventually led me here, to Lanford. It's a stark contrast to the capital's splendor, but it's rife with intriguing prospects.
Have you heard anything about Claire recently? Do you know where she might be?
Ludovic's expression shifts to one of concern as you mention Claire. Claire? No, I'm afraid I haven't heard from her in quite some time. I'd hoped she'd settled into a peaceful life after I left. His brow furrows with worry. Why do you ask? Is something wrong? You sense his growing anxiety, a reflection of your own unease. It's a long story, you begin, but before you can continue, Ludovic's attention snaps to a group of individuals making their way through the crowd toward your table. Their intentions aren't friendly. Looks like we've attracted some unwanted attention, Ludovic mutters under his breath, his eyes narrowing. He stands abruptly, his chair scraping back against the floor. Follow me, and let's keep this conversation moving. We can talk more once we're away from prying ears. Without waiting for your response, Ludovic weaves through the crowd with an agility that surprises you. You quickly follow, glancing back at the approaching figures. Their menacing demeanor leaves no doubt that staying put would have been a bad choice. Ludovic leads you through the throng of the tavern with a deft urgency, his eyes scanning for the quickest route out. As the suspicious figures close in, he veers suddenly, guiding you toward a narrow staircase leading to the upper floor. You ascend quickly, the sounds of the tavern below fading into a distant murmur. On the upper floor, the corridor is dimly lit, doors lining each side. Ludovic doesn't hesitate. He chooses a door seemingly at random and pushes it open. Inside, the surprised faces of a couple caught in a private moment stare back at you. Before they can utter a word of protest, Ludovic is already speaking. "Apologies for the intrusion," he says smoothly, the door closing behind you as he ushers you toward an open window. "Urgent business, you understand." The couple, still in shock, nods mutely, their evening's romance abruptly sidelined by your dramatic entrance. Without pausing to explain further, Ludovic swings himself onto the windowsill and looks back at you. "Come on, rooftops are safer than streets right now," he urges. You follow, stepping out into the night air. The rooftop spreads before you, a patchwork of shadows and moonlight. Ludovic moves with confidence, leaping from one building to the next with a grace that belies the danger of your situation. You keep pace, your heart racing not just from the exertion but also the thrill of the unexpected escape. The sounds of the town below are a constant reminder of the life going on, unaware of the drama unfolding above. Ludovic suddenly halts, crouching behind a chimney stack. You crouch beside him, catching your breath, as he peers over the edge. Those men, they're not just local thugs. They're too organized, too persistent. "We need to figure out who sent them and why," he whispers, his expression taut with concern. "But first, we need to get you to safety. There's a place not far from here, a safe house of sorts. We can lay low there until we sort this out." With a nod from you, the two of you resume your rooftop flight, the town of Lanford sprawled below, oblivious to the secrets it harbors and the chase unfolding in the shadows of its sleep. As Ludovic and you swiftly navigate the maze of alleys, the sudden appearance of the masked assassin halts your escape. She stands before you, her stance ready, and her eyes locked onto yours. The tension is palpable as Ludovic moves in front of you, daggers drawn. Without a word, Ludovic launches into action, his daggers slicing through the air with precision. She responds in kind, her own blades a blur of motion as they clash with Ludovic's. The alleyway echoes with the metallic ring of their duel, a deadly dance between two shadows under the moonlit sky. Each move is countered with another, their skills evenly matched, leaving no room for error. You watch, ready to jump in if needed, but it's clear Ludovic is holding his own. Just as the fight seems it might never end, the assassin suddenly backs off, her blades lowering slightly. "Hold your blades, Shadow," she calls out to Ludovic, her voice cutting through the tension. "I didn't come for a rematch with your friend. I am only here to talk." Ludovic, though wary, ceases his attack, his eyes narrowing. "What possibly do you have to say?" he interjects, his voice laced with distrust. "You tried to kill my friend." Her gaze shifts to you, a hint of regret in her eyes. "I have nothing against your friend. It was merely a job, which I failed to do," she admits, her tone carrying the weight of her predicament. Ludovic pauses, the implications of her words sinking in. "Right," he says with heavy sarcasm, his daggers still at the ready. She continues, urgency creeping into her voice. "The contract for your friend was taken from me. Whoever put the mark has a long reach and doesn't forgive failure." Your words cut through the tension, a reminder that you're not just a bystander in this dangerous game. "I'm right here, you know," you assert firmly. "Whatever you want to say it to me." She meets your gaze, the seriousness in her eyes matching the gravity of her situation. "Whoever wants you dead has put a mark on my head too," she reveals, a flicker of frustration crossing her features. "I don't know who they are or what they look like. But apparently, they're petty enough to punish failure with death," she concludes, her voice laced with a mix of anger and fear. Ludovic snorts, his sarcasm cutting like a knife. "Oh, you poor thing," he mocks, his eyes cold. "You expect our sympathy after trying to kill my friend." Her expression hardens, her resolve clear. "No," she says firmly. "I expect a truce, and perhaps a tactical partnership. I'd very much like to keep my head." The alleyway around you feels smaller, the walls closing in as the weight of her proposition settles in the air. You and Ludovic exchange a glance, an unspoken understanding passing between you. This isn't about sympathy or forgiveness, it's about survival and perhaps gaining an advantage against an unseen enemy.
I think number one is a more logical choice. You got a strange way for asking for help, you remark, your voice steadily but laced with suspicion. How can we even trust you?
In response, the assassin takes a deliberate step forward. The moonlight dances across her face as she reaches up and removes her mask. The gesture is symbolic, an offering of vulnerability and perhaps a bid for trust. "Ask him," she nods toward Ludovic, "how you can trust me." The mask clatters to the ground, a discarded shield revealing the truth beneath. Ludovic's eyes narrow as he studies her now exposed face, a mix of recognition and calculation in his gaze. Her oath to the mark is forfeit, he states, his voice carrying a weight of understanding. She's as much their enemy now as they are ours. The implication of Ludovic's words sinks in. An oath to the mark isn't given lightly, and breaking it is a death sentence in their world. Sheila stands before you, unmasked and marked for death, her fate intertwined with the very people hunting you. You take a moment to process the information, the gravity of the situation pressing down on you. Forming an alliance with Sheila is a risk, but her knowledge and skills could prove invaluable. And now, with her own life on the line, her motives might align more closely with yours.
I guess I'll have to go with number one. Fine, you concede the decision made with a mix of caution and determination. We'll work together. But remember, our trust is as fragile as your situation. One wrong step, and it's over.
She nods, a glimmer of relief passing through her eyes. "I am Sheila," she offers her name, having nothing more to hide. "Let's find somewhere safe to talk. I'll share everything I know about the one who wants you dead. Together, maybe we can find a way to come out of this alive." With a newfound, albeit uneasy, alliance formed, the three of you leave the alley's oppressive shadows, stepping out into the lesser darkness of Lanford's streets. The city around you slumbers on, unaware of the pact made within its hidden corners. Ludovic pauses, his expression turning serious as he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a pair of dark, cloth blindfolds. "Forgive my precaution, but I don't want either of you to know the location of my secret hideout," he explains, handing them to you and Sheila. You exchange a hesitant look with Sheila, the weight of the situation making you both acutely aware of the risk you're taking. Nevertheless, the need for a safe place to talk and the trust you've tentatively established with Ludovic compel you to comply. Reluctantly, you each tie the blindfold over your eyes, plunging your world into darkness. Before you can adjust to the suffocating darkness of the blindfold, a sharp, mocking voice cuts through the air. "Kinky," the man taunts, his tone dripping with cruel amusement. "But you've got a debt to settle, Ludo. By all means, go play with your friend's basic instincts after we're done."
Oh no, I sense that it is gonna be another fight. We're gonna stop right here on a cliffhanger and we're gonna come back to the next episode.